Next, you take off the back of the controller, which is made of a textured plastic material, and it should come off. It should come right off if you use your fingernails. It's pretty easy. Here's the back of the shell, as you can see. Take a nice look at it. Okay, place that right there. Then we will remove the button portion of the controller, which is made from plastic. We can do that with our hands also, but as you can see, we have the rumble motors right here, which are connected to the motherboard, then the triggers, which are on the shoulders. Now we're going to remove the top shell of the controller. Once we take out all of this, we can easily just take these rumble motors out of place, and then just prop out with our hands, being gently, obviously. All we gotta do. There you go.
Sorry about that.
Usually, that's what has to be done on the Xbox 360 controller. As you can see, we have the top shell part right here. As you can see, there's a plastic casing. Or not plastic, these are the rubber that are used. Let me check. As you take apart, we see the two rubber button pads, which are right here. As you can see, which are placed in the controller on the D-pad and on the buttons. We have the top shell part, which we are going to place right here. The motherboard with the rumble motors, which are right here. And we also have one of the buttons. Okay, and these are just simply parts for the buttons that go there. And then well, here we have the back shell, obviously, screws, and then to remove the rumble motors, which are the vibrational packs, we see that they are connected to the motherboard here, and we can easily remove these by just simply pulling them, and it will come off. You can do these with both here. Oh. Then we have the motherboard, the analog sticks right here. They move in a 360 motion, which record X, Y, physical movements into digital movements. Then we have the triggers, which are right here, and we're not going to be removing the triggers because that may damage the controller, as the casing is fragile for the triggers. Here we have the buttons. Watch as I turn this over, make sure it doesn't all lose itself. Here at the guide button, you see the buttons are simply made of acrylic, nothing too fancy. You have all your action buttons and then their casings. So here, and we have the thumbsticks. The thumbsticks have already seemed to have come out. Actually, never mind. No, they've come out, but usually they would be on these analog sticks right here, and all you would have to do is pull them out like this. Very simple. There are your analog sticks. And we have a D-pad right here. And for the D-pad, to remove the D-pad, we're going to simply just use a Phillips flathead screwdriver, as you can see. And this should be easy to use, should be easy to take out, as long as you take your time. Make sure the screwdriver's in the right place. You don't want to lose those tiny screws. There's two screws. There's one on the bottom left and one on the bottom right. And then simply we are going to use a tweezer tool. I have used something else around my house that also works like tweezers, but you can use tweezers, and you want to move it on the camera. there are two clips on the corners right here that you simply just want to grab, and it should come off very easily. Just have to make sure you know what you're grabbing. There you go. And here we have the D-pad and its screws. So here is the Xbox 360 wireless controller disassembled, and as you can see, we have the top shell, we have the buttons, guide button, top shell parts, the analog buttons, analog sticks, we have the D-pad, D-pad part, D-pad screws, as you can see right here. Then we have the rumble motors, which are here, that provide the vibration in the controller. We have the screws to the back of the controller. We have the motherboard, which is laced with a conductive material around these circles you see right here to help distribute the messages sent by the buttons. Analog sticks, triggers right here, you can see, and then just other parts that are made from the copper wiring, rubber pads to help provide comfort and usefulness of the controller, and then just the back shell. Very simple. Here is the Xbox 360 wireless controller disassembled and reverse engineered. Thank you.